So earlier, we talked about the first level of measurement, which is the nominal scale. And we said that nominal scale are only concerned about the names. However, these names are actually not arranged in a logical sequence or order. Now, once this nominal scale or once these nominal values, okay, already has an arrangement or sequence, then that will be the time that we will classify it as an ordinal scale. Okay, when the nominal values already has their own logical arrangement or sequence. Okay, so nominal scale that has having an arrangement or sequence, meaning to say the nominal values will have a hierarchy. That is why ordinal scale has a hierarchy. And when we say hierarchy, we have a level of superiority. We have an arrangement. Okay? So, ordinal scale. So, to define ordinal scale, this is the scale that has presence. Okay? Presence of what? Of order, arrangement, okay, and ranking. Okay? So that will be the main definition of ordinal scale. Now, let us go back with this example. So remember this example in the nominal scale. We have red, blue, indigo, orange, yellow, violet, and green. Notice that we only assigned numbers to them, which is 1 to 7. However, can we say that these values here are arranged in a logical order? Obviously, it is not arranged in a logical order. Okay? Meaning to say, it is still scattered. So, in ordinal scale, we will try to arrange this set of colors. So, let us try to have the arrangement of these colors. So, we have red, orange, yellow, okay, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Now, these colors, okay, from here to here, can we say that there is an arrangement already? Of course, obviously there is. Okay? And we arrange these colors according to their frequency. Okay, frequency as seen in the electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, the visible light. So we arrange these values in terms of their frequency. Now, since these values are now arranged in a logical order, they can be known as the ordinal scale already. Okay? So let us have other examples. Let's say the names of students. Now, if we are pertaining to the names of students alone, this would be under the nominal scale. However, if these names of students is now arranged in a alphabetical order, that will be the time that we will classify it as ordinal scale. Okay? Next, we have hardness of metal. So, when we just elaborate metals, let's say we have bronze, we have gold, and silver. These metals are actually under the nominal scale. But, when we try to arrange them according to their hardness, okay, let's say, starting from the hardest to the weakest, we have gold, silver, and bronze. Now, this will be the time we will classify it as ordinal scale. Okay? Now, in terms of pageant crowns. Okay, pageant crowns. Okay? So, we have different pageant crowns according to element. We have air, we have water, we have fire, and we have earth. Okay? recall that in pageants, different pageants, we have this kind of classifications. And this kind of classifications are under the nominal scale. Okay? So we have Miss Earth, Miss Fire, Miss Water, Miss Air. Okay? But did you know that these elements can actually be arranged in a logical order, and that is from earth to air to water and to fire. Now this will be an ordinal scale. Okay? So meaning to say, the fourth runner up would be Miss Fire, then the third will be Miss Water, then Miss Air, then finally the winner will be Miss Earth. Okay? So there will be an ordinal scale. Okay? So that is the main essence of ordinal scale. Now, let us try to identify its characteristics. Okay? Now, we will have the discussion of the characteristics of the ordinal scale. So, let's say for instance, okay? So, we have, let's say, the following. So, we have oxygen. We have hydrogen. We have neon. Okay? We have helium. Okay, and we have lithium. Okay. Now, as you all know, this is the elements present in the periodic table. And they are not arranged in a logical order. So, they are under the nominal scale. However, we try to arrange them from highest to lowest. Okay, let's try to arrange them from the highest point in the periodic table down to the lowest. So, let's say we first have hydrogen, which has the atomic number of 1. We have helium, atomic number of 2. We have lithium, the atomic number of 3. Okay. Then we have oxygen. Okay. And we have neon. So, we have hydrogen, helium, lithium. Okay. Then we have oxygen, who has an atomic number of 8. And we have neon, who has atomic number of 10. Okay? So, with this order of the following elements, can we say that it is now arranged? Yes, of course, it is now arranged. So, meaning to say, it arranges or puts subject from highest to lowest. Okay? With hydrogen being the highest and neon being the lowest. Okay? In terms of the arrangement in the periodic table. And also, notice that ordinal scale uses nominal scale. And nominal scale uses names. So, meaning to say, if the nominal scale uses names and it is just arranged in the ordinal scale, okay, so since we employ names in both the nominal scale and the ordinal scale, we can assume, or it is safe to say, that all qualitative variables, can also be classified in the ordinal scale. Okay? It uses qualitative variables. And since it uses qualitative variables, okay, can we say that is it discrete or is it continuous? Of course, obviously, they are discrete variables because these names of the variables, okay, are actually let's say, these names of the variables are actually just names. Okay, we can just count them. Okay, but when the time comes, when the hydrogen, let's say, is now expressed in terms of its atomic weight or atomic mass, it would be different. It would be continuous. But since we are dealing with names, okay, it is still a discrete variable. Okay? So let us move on with another example. Let's say we have the following names. Let's say we have Saracena. Say we have Yambao. Okay? Say we have Santos, Hidalgo, and let's say we have Cruz. Okay. Now, using this example, is it in the nominal scale or in the ordinal scale? Obviously, since there is an arrangement already, it is already a ordinal scale. It's already an ordinal scale. However, okay, it is arranged in alphabetical order. But, how is it arranged? Is it ascending or descending? Obviously, the names are arranged in a descending order, starting from the, okay, from the lowest name to the highest name. Why? Because the first letter in the alphabet is letter A. In this case, it is letter C. And the last letter is letter Z. So, meaning to say, it is arranged in a descending order. So, meaning to say, ordinal scale, the fourth characteristic of the ordinal scale, it puts subjects from lowest to highest. Or it puts subjects from least to most. Okay? So, it puts subjects from least to most. Okay? So, that would be another characteristic in the ordinal scale. Now, in the ordinal scale, okay, let's say we have these names and we assign numbers to them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? So, can we say that the person in number 2, which is Yambao, is, let's say, in terms of academic performance, okay, let's say the person in number 2, which is Yambao, can we say that is she less superior than Hidalgo? Because Hidalgo is in number 4. And number 4 is twice as much as number 2. But can we say that the academic performance of Yambao is less, let's say, it is less considerable than Hidalgo? Obviously, no. Meaning to say, the distances between these two numbers are meaningless. They do not have any meanings. So, another characteristic in ordinal scale is that the distances, okay, the distances among, say, the distances among values or among rankings do not have any meanings. Meaning to say, the rankings are just there to rank them, to put them in a logical order. However, the distances among them do not have any meanings. So, let's say we have the rankings according to the honor roll. Let's say the top one, let's say we have De Torres. And the top 2, let's say we have Rivera. The top 3, let's say we have Catalia. So, in this ranking, we cannot say that De Torres is much, or let's say De Torres is much, has more learnings than Catalia. We cannot say that because these rankings only pertain to the names. Meaning to say, the distances among the rankings do not have any meanings at all. It is meaningless. Okay? Now, since the ordinal scale uses names, okay, since it uses names, it identifies name, meaning to say it has the property of the nominal scale. Has the property of nominal scale. Why? Because the nominal scale uses names, and ordinal scale uses names as well. So it has the property of the nominal scale. Okay? Now, next, in terms of the measures of central tendency, can we say that ordinal scale can measure the mean? Okay? Can we, let's say this one, can we have the average for this set of names? Obviously, since there are no numerical values, we cannot measure the mean. However, can we say that the ordinal scale can measure the median? So let's say we have this one. Okay, so what is the median for this one? Since it is arranged in a logical order. Okay, starting from the least to most. Okay, what will be the median? So we can say that since Santos is in number 3, Santos is the median. And it is arranged in a logical order. Because in getting the median, we must first arrange the data in a logical order. Meaning to say, ordinal scale can measure the median. Next, let's say in a certain classroom, Zaracena appeared 2 times. Yambao appeared 1 time. Santos appeared 5 times. Hidalgo appeared 1 time. And Cruz appeared 1 time. So, it can measure mode as well. Because it can measure frequencies. And meaning to say, here, in our data example, Santos appeared 5 times. It is the most frequent, meaning that is the mode. So, another characteristic of ordinal scale is that it can measure both median and mode. However, it can't measure mean. It cannot measure mean. It cannot measure the average. And since ordinal scale can measure both median and mode, can we say that it is more superior than nominal scale? Of course, we can say that it is more superior than the nominal scale. Why? Because in ordinal scale, we can measure both the median and the mode. While in the nominal scale, we can only measure the mode. So, meaning to say, ordinal scale is much, let's say that it is much powerful than the nominal scale. Okay? So, that will be the main essence of the ordinal scale. Now, let us have this example. So, in continuing our discussion, let us have this example. Okay. So, let's say we have this. We have temperature. And temperature actually can have nominal scale. And that nominal scale is, let's say, extremely cold, warm, and hot. It uses names, so it is nominal scale. Now, this nominal scale, these names is actually arranged in a logical order already. So that's why it is an ordinal scale already. Now, let's say we can measure temperature in terms of degrees Celsius. So, extremely cold, let's say we have negative 75 degrees Celsius. Then, let's say in the cold one, we have negative 10 degrees Celsius. In the warm one, let's say we have 25 degrees Celsius. And the hot one, let's say we have 50 degrees Celsius. Okay. Now, these values are actually in the ordinal scale as well. Okay? And it is also in the nominal scale since it has a descriptive rating of extremely cold, warm, and hot. Okay? Now, can we say that the distances between these values can be measured? or can we say that the distances can be interpreted? Okay, let us have this one. Let's say we have 25 degrees Celsius and 50 degrees Celsius. So what is the distance between? When we say the distance, what is the difference? Okay, so 50 degrees Celsius is much hotter than 25 degrees Celsius. How much hotter? Okay, 50 degrees Celsius is 25 degrees Celsius much hotter, okay, than 25 degrees Celsius. Or let's say 50 degrees Celsius is 25 times much hotter than 25 degrees Celsius. So we can measure the distances. We can measure the differences. Okay? And this difference can be interpreted. Okay? So let's say we have another one. Let's say we have 75 degrees Celsius. And let's say we have 50 degrees Celsius. Can we say that 50 degrees Celsius is 25 times less hotter than 75 degrees Celsius? Obviously, we can interpret that because there are now values already and the distances mean something already. Now, the level of measurement in which the distances and the differences between values can be interpreted and has meanings, that would be the time we will classify this ordinal scale as interval scale. Okay? And interval scale is the next level of measurement to be discussed in our next video presentation.